In 1817, a prosperous farmer named John Bell lived with his family on a large plot of land in Adams, Tennessee. The family's life was peaceful until John encountered a strange animal in his cornfield, a creature with the body of a dog, but the head of a rabbit. When he shot at it, the creature vanished into thin air, marking the beginning of a nightmare. Following the sighting, the Bell home was besieged by inexplicable sounds. At first, it was the sound of a heavy object thumping against the exterior walls. Then, the noises moved inside. The sound of invisible dogs fighting, chains dragging across the floor, and the rhythmic gnawing on the bedposts. The family grew terrified as the activity escalated in violence. The entity, soon dubbed the Bell Witch, began to target John Bell and his youngest daughter, Betsy. Betsy was frequently slapped, pinched, and had her hair pulled by invisible hands. Visitors to the home witnessed her being lifted off the ground or covered in unexplained welts. The spirit seemed particularly obsessed with preventing Betsy from marrying a local man. Unlike most hauntings of the era, this spirit developed a voice. At first, it was a low whistle or a whisper, but it soon became a distinct, high-pitched female voice. The entity identified herself as Kate Batts, a disgruntled neighbor, but she also claimed to be a spirit from everywhere. She could quote scripture, sing hymns, and even repeat conversations held miles away. News of the talking witch spread across the South, reaching General Andrew Jackson. Intrigued, Jackson traveled to the Bell farm with a group of men to investigate. As their wagon approached the property, the wheels suddenly locked and refused to move. A voice from the bushes shouted, "All right, General, let the wagon move on," and the wheels instantly began to turn. Jackson's stay was short-lived. One of his men, claiming to be a witch tamer, attempted to shoot the spirit with a silver bullet. He was suddenly beaten by unseen fists and driven from the house by a flurry of invisible blows. Jackson reportedly said, "I'd rather fight the entire British army than face the Bell Witch," and he and his men fled the farm the next morning. The spirit's primary goal seemed to be the destruction of John Bell. She nicknamed him Old Jack and subjected him to constant verbal abuse and physical torment. John began to suffer from facial tics and a swelling of the tongue that made it impossible for him to eat. The witch would mock his pain, laughing loudly whenever he struggled to speak or move. On December 20, 1820, John Bell died. When his family found him in a deep stupor, they discovered a small vial of strange, smoky liquid in the medicine cabinet. They gave a drop to the cat, which died instantly. The voice of the witch cackled from the corner of the room, shouting, "I gave Old Jack a big dose of that last night. I finally got him." Even at John Bell's funeral, the spirit showed no mercy. Hundreds of mourners reported hearing the witch singing lewd, mocking songs over the grave. After John was buried, the spirit's activity began to fade. She told the family she would leave but promised to return in 7 years. In 1828, she did return, briefly visiting John Bell Jr. to discuss the future. During her 1828 visit, the witch supposedly made several prophecies about the American Civil War and the fate of the Bell family. She then departed again, stating she would return in 107 years. That would have been 1935. While no massive haunting occurred in 1935, residents of Adams claim that the energy of the witch has never truly left the area. Today, the Bell Witch Cave, located on the original property, is considered a paranormal hotspot. Visitors report hearing a woman's voice whispering their names and seeing strange lights deep within the limestone caverns. Many believe the spirit retreated into the earth after John Bell's death, waiting for the right moment to emerge and torment the living once more. The Bell Witch remains the only haunting in American history where a spirit is legally credited with causing a human's death. It is a story that bridges the gap between folklore and documented history, a chilling reminder of a time when the veil between the living and the dead in rural Tennessee was torn wide open by a voice from the shadows. As the mist settles over the Red River in Adams, the legend of Kate the Witch endures. Whether she was a demon, a ghost, or a manifestation of the family's internal strife, she left a permanent scar on the land. To this day, people in Adams speak her name in hushed tones, careful not to invite the spirit from everywhere back into their homes.